No one has ever made it through this 10-foot-long corridor because the moment anything weighing more than half a pound enters it, the hidden trap is triggered instantly. The only way to disarm it is to hit the switch at the far end of the passage. That's the only thing that can shut the whole thing down, driven by the treasure waiting inside. The locals had tried countless times and failed every single one. Jack took one look at the corridor, and the solution hit him immediately. He pulled out a pen and paper and sketched out a quick design. Then, working with whatever materials he had on hand, he threw together a small cart in no time. All it took was winding up the spring mechanism, and this ultra-lightweight cart would inch its way forward on its own. But the real trick was what came next. Under Da Vinci's careful control, the little cart glided right through the corridor without a hitch. Even with the small ramp built into the far end of the tunnel, it barely slowed the cart down. Once the support arm dropped down and locked the cart in place, Da Vinci gave the third rope a hard pull. The bamboo pole on top of the cart slowly rose up. Just like that, the first gate was opened. The team rushed ahead, buzzing with excitement. But what they saw at the second challenge stopped them cold. The sight in front of them was terrifying. All that stood between them and the next chamber was a narrow stone bridge, with a bottomless cliff dropping away beneath it. The stone door ahead was covered in a dense grid of keyholes. One wrong keyhole, and a section of the bridge beneath their feet would retract. Da Vinci had clearly picked the wrong one. He leaned in for a closer look and noticed that each keyhole was engraved with a different constellation, remembering that the indigenous people had always worshipped the sun. But instead of stopping, the bridge kept retracting, faster and faster. In that desperate moment, Da Vinci suddenly noticed that the number of keyholes in each row was a prime number. But the total didn't add up to 100. The real total should be 101, which meant there was one hidden invisible keyhole somewhere on that door. But where? The realization hit Da Vinci like a thunderbolt. He immediately had his partner grab onto his legs and hold on tight, then flipped himself over to the underside of the bridge. And sure enough, the final keyhole was hidden right there. Da Vinci jammed the key in and turned it with everything he had. The bridge finally came to a halt. The team made it to the main burial chamber. There, sitting in the center of the cave, was a golden coffin. This was clearly the treasure the indigenous people had been after. But the moment they helped the locals find it, the two of them would have no more value and no reason to be kept alive. Desperate to find a way out, they followed a faint light to the back of the cave. But beyond the opening was nothing but a sheer cliff. There was no escape route whatsoever. Knowing that going back meant certain death, Da Vinci made a bold call on the spot. He pulled out the blueprints he'd already drawn up and had his partner start building with whatever was nearby. Meanwhile, he headed to the coffin to stall for time. He spotted some magnetized spheres on the ground and instantly knew they were the key to opening the coffin. He carefully placed a sphere into one of the grooves, and the moment the mechanism clicked open, both of them just froze. Of all the things they expected to find inside that golden coffin, none of it came close to this. A talking mechanical bronze figure. The second Da Vinci lifted it out, the indigenous warriors came charging in. Right at that critical moment, he snatched up the bronze figure and sprinted for the cave opening. Fortunately, his partner had already finished the escape device.